Hey guys, what's happening? It's Junaid. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to just tell you to drop in a comment when you get a chance. In this video, I'm super excited to go over something that's been blowing my mind. Like, I've only played with this maybe a couple of times. It was very busy. It was very, um, there's just too much traffic on it. Like, so many people are jumping on this. And you might be wondering, what are you talking about, Junaid? What do you mean? Well, like the title suggests, AI is moving super fast, and we all got introduced to AI and generative AI, especially through ChatGPT, Midjourney, like all of these things. And it's what's amazing is that it's moving at an exponentially fast pace. And I've been following a lot of different news stories on YouTube. There's this really amazing guy, Matthew Berman. He talks about all the different things that are going on, like on a very fast pace, as he's literally posting a video every single day, and it's kind of mind blowing. So, what am I talking about? So, we all have heard of ChatGPT Pro, which is the next level up. So, we all have been using ChatGPT Plus for a while, and ChatGPT Plus or Pro is a $200 a month model now. The thing that this can do is basically spin up in its own browser window and do the task that you've asked it to do. For example, if you wanted to do something specific with a spreadsheet or create a spreadsheet for you, like it'll go and do that for you. And I'm like, what? Just so you know, my name is Junaid. I'm a podcaster. I launched something called Home Studio Mastery. But in this specific video, I'm going to focus on talking about this new thing. This is called Manus. And based on a conversation that I had with a friend of mine the other day, he's like, Manus is something, it's just the tip of the iceberg. We all saw DeepSeek and what DeepSeek could do. Now, if you haven't heard of DeepSeek and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, drop it in the comments so that I can go deeper into, literally, right, deeper into what that means. We also have something that we've been playing with on ChatGPT Plus, where they've enabled DeepSeek or deep research for you. And if you're a Plus or a Pro member, sorry, if you're a Plus member, and I got to double check which membership I have, I am a Plus member, right? So Plus. So if you're a Pro member where you're paying $200 a month, you get unlimited access to deep research. But if you are a Plus member, you probably get 5, maybe 10 deep research instances. And what this enables you to do is actually do some really good deep research. Now, who wouldn't want to do deep research uh, that makes sense to you? And what's cool is Manus does exactly the same. So without further ado, I'll jump right into it, and then we'll also compare it with what deep, what actually, we're not going to compare. We're just going to take a look at Manus and what it does. So here we go. Boom. So here's Manus. Leave it at Manus is what they say. This is manus.im. So if you want to know what the site is and how to get to it, just head on over to manus.im. They've got some use case galleries down here. What you could do featured. They got research, they got life, they got data analysis, education, productivity, and WTF. What is this? Interactive gaming. Create custom mini games tailored to your preferences. Like, that is pretty cool, right? JR, what's going on, brother? I'm going to pop your comment up. Thank you so much. Appreciate you as always. So, what am I talking about when I say you like interactive gaming? And I'll show you what I mean by that. So, let me show you what I did. I said get started, and I said, hey, give me some content idea for me, SuperGenerate, and Studio Mastery. Now, I've had these blogs for a while. I've got supergenerate.com running for almost 21 years, which is kind of crazy. And then I've got, homestudiomastery.com, where I've shared some articles and blog posts. So I said, hey, can you take a look at my sites and see what are some articles that I can publish on my blog based on my experience and what I teach? Because again, you always want to come from a perspective of, hey, I already know this, I've already done this, and you want to teach people based on the knowledge that you already have instead of coming up with something brand new. So I was like, what is that going to be? What do I already talk about? I'll talk about home studios. I've done podcasting. I've done all of these things. So it's stuff that I've done over the years. And I want to make sure that I'm staying in my lane. I'm teaching the things that I am passionate about, that I know for a fact that uh, so I'm not pulling things out of thin air. Instead, it's all based on research. So I said, hey, go look at my website to see what's in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the conversation on how it started. So let's set this up. So let me again go to that screen. So here's Manus. I said, hey, can you take a look at my site and blah, blah, blah. And it's 7 days ago. You can see that's here. It was like due to current high service load, I cannot create new tasks. Can you please wait a minute? So I was like, okay, 5 days ago, I asked the same thing. It couldn't do it. So today, which is 2 hours ago, I said, hey, can you do it now? And he's like, okay, I will go help and analyze. So it quickly started accessing my website, clicking different elements, looked at more of my website, continued to analyze blog content, then it was completed with one site, then it went to the other website and did all of this work. And what's cool is that you can actually see what this looks like by simply clicking on, there we go, right here. So I'm going to look at Manus's computer. I'm going to go to this one. All right, go to here. So here's where it started. It started looking at my website, right? It's clicking, and I can take control if I wanted to on my own website from their browser. And then as I go through the steps, it's going through my website and looking at all the different articles. It even went to my website, home studio or hacksandhobbies.com. What is Junaid talking about? Because I've mentioned hacksandhobbies.com on my superjunaid.com site. So it's looking at all of the stuff. It goes to homestudiomastery.com. It's looking at all the different blog posts that I have. And then it says, here's some of this theme and expert analysis for Junaid Ahmed. So it brings all of this stuff together. It creates this, and as I move forward, it'll have more of these things filled out. There's like 20, 30 different things that I can talk about. And then as it's populating all of this information, I'm just switching through the things like here's recommended priority articles based on your current content and audience engagement. Here's what you should talk about. And then it asks me over here, watch this. It says, hey, I've created 5 priority articles that might be particularly valuable for you. And here they are. So here's a full documentation. So it's like, I've already completed. And then it asks me, do you want me to create a website for you so that you have all of these things? I'm like, yes, please. So like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and create a permanent website for you. So all of this information, and it says, okay, I'm going to launch Ubuntu, creating a sandbox, creating a website, and it writes up the entire web page for me based on the research that it did, right? And then once that is done, it asks me over here, are you ready to deploy this application to a public network? Because I can click on this link and pull it up, but because it's running on this computer, I don't know if I was able to see it, but here I can see all of the stuff that it says. And then boom, it's like here, it's all done. Here's your website. I'm like, what is this magic? So I click on this link over here and boom, here's the website that it created. After doing some research on me, after going through my website, after going through all of the stuff that I've written, and it says here is some of the key areas of expertise that your blog site showcases. I'm like, holy crap, this is friggin' amazing. Home studio and equipment, content creation and on-camera presence. And this is all research based on the articles that I've posted, right? And then as it's giving me all of this stuff, I'm like, wow, I've definitely written that one. I've done troubleshooting guides. And so it's based on all of this, you should record these five, or you write these five articles for your blog, for your podcast, for whatever it is, right? I can take these ideas and uh, I can take these ideas and I can plug them in any format. So I can create a podcast around it. I can create a podcast episode. I can create a blog post. I can create LinkedIn articles. Again, it's helping me figure out what am I already good at, what can I already create, what I've already talked about, how can I make it so it's more prominent and it makes more sense. And it's like mind blowing. So if I were to continue the conversation and say, hey, what can we do with these ideas? So if I go down here, it says, excellent, excellent, excellent. Thanks for the suggestions. I don't know how to type. Let's go ahead and create the first article for LinkedIn, blog post for the website, and a podcast script for Hacks and Hobbies podcast. So I'll say for my LinkedIn profile, blog post for the website. Hey Musa, what's happening? For the website, I'm gonna say superjanae.com and a podcast script for the Hacks and Hobbies podcast. So now that I have these specific statics, and it's gonna say, what is it saying? Let's click on live. What is it doing? Jump to live. It's waiting on this test server, so it can pull up different apps, right? So it's already all right. So I said thanks for the session. It says, I'm glad you found it. Here's the website. It'll remain accessible whenever you need reference to these ideas, suggestions, or designed to alert your unique expertise, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and create the first article. So let's see what it does, because I'm excited to see. We've already been doing this. I've already been doing this on ChatGPT, because ChatGPT has my entire business backend knowledge, so it's able to take that context. But because now these applications have the ability to do research, they can look up content that you've already created and then create new stuff based on the current content. So right here you can see the tasks that it's doing. It's created itself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tasks for itself, and as it has these 7 tasks, it's now taking process on it's actually waiting for me. So let me see, which one should we pick? Should we pick one from camera shy to camera ready, overcoming on camera anxiety, or should we do scaling your expertise, moving from one-on-one coaching to one-to-many, or the art of the podcast interview, techniques from 100 plus podcast episodes, or should we do the ultimate home studio lighting guide, or building a portable studio kit? I think I'm going to go with let's see. Let's go with number 2. How about that? I think that's a pretty cool one. The art of podcast interview, because as a podcaster, great visual. Thanks, Grish. As somebody who's been podcasting forever and interviewed so many people, like I got to interview the amazing podcaster Cliff Ravenscraft last week. I mean, he's got more experience than I do, right? And he's done over 4,800 episodes. But let's say we go with the art of the podcast interview, techniques from 100 plus episode. Let's pick 2. So now that I've say, hey, let's go ahead and pick 2, It's waiting for a user response. Okay, perfect. I'll create content for this title across all three platforms, and talk and again, it's talking about how it perfectly aligns with what I talk about. So what's powerful about this is, guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just getting started, right? These things are gonna take over in ways that we won't even be able to imagine. So being in front of the cutting edge of all of this stuff and using it and understanding how it's working, I think is the number one thing that we can all do, because it just makes it so much easier. So freaking amazing. All right, so let's see what it did. So over here, you'll see that it's already created a LinkedIn article right here. Here's the entire article. I can copy it if I wanted to right over here, but I'll wait for it. Says it already created that file, LinkedIn article.md. If I were to click on that file, this is what that file looks like. If I wanted to, I can take control, I think, or I can actually directly, can I edit and read only mode? Okay. So I can copy this and paste it to my LinkedIn. All right, I can attach images, or I can even ask, hey, what kind of imagery would look good for this page? Okay, so now it's editing the file article, and if I look at the steps, it spent 40 seconds on this so far, right? So it's going step by step. What should I work on? And boom, let's do a 4-camera angle. You want to see a 4-camera angle, Girish? All right, let's see if I can bring that 4-camera setup over here while we wait, right? We might as well use our time. So I'm going to bring in another camera layout in here. In this camera, I'm going to choose the USB video camera. So this kind of shows you all the different cameras that I have. And if I wanted to change what that looks like, I've got control over on this side. Yeah, we're just waiting on Manus right now, right? So might as well have some fun. So let's see what the multi-view looks like. So I want camera 1 in here, camera 2 in here, camera 3, camera 4. So this becomes my 4-camera output. Again, it's fun to do this kind of stuff when you got somebody like Girish saying, hey, how do you do a 4-camera layout? And boom, because I'm doing, because I have a A10 mini on deck over here, which is what's creating my, what is the text margin? Basically, I have two video feeds going into my computer, one through the direct Blackmagic, and then one through a secondary USB output. So let's go ahead and close that for a minute. Thanks, Girish. That was fun. We'll see here on here, it's already created. Here's the content. So it's already created the LinkedIn article. It created the blog post for my website. It created a podcast transcript, and it's now creating a content review. So I can review and take a look at, hey, what did you do so far? So here's a review and refinement. So the LinkedIn article is concise format, appropriate for LinkedIn, clear structure with practical advice. Added more specific example for Janae's podcast experience, blah, 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 under 1,500 words. The blog post is enhanced for section for SEO, expanded conclusion for stronger call to action, blah, blah, blah. Here's a podcast review, clear segments for marketer, and then cross-platform consistency, making sure that all three stuff is sweet, Girish. What's cool is with what was I gonna say? It's making sure that both the article on LinkedIn, the article on my website, and the article that I'm going to share on the podcast are inconsistent or consistent with each other. And what's cool is now I can click on each of these articles and each of these items. So let's see. So here's the podcast script. Boom, right here, right? All inside of here. And I can then switch to the LinkedIn article, which is right here, all ready to be posted, right? I can literally copy either the code, the preview, or I can just simply click on this copy, download it, or click on export it as a PDF. Like all of these options are right built into this thing. And I can click on the podcast script and the blog post. And all I have to do is just go in to my three different platforms and put these systems in place. Wow. And here's all the tasks that it did for me. Documents, images, files, and links. Like, are you serious with me right now? Like, this is friggin' amazing, right? This is absolutely mind-blowing what it's been able to do. And all right here, I don't know what the timestamp is, like how long it took, but even if it took 5 minutes, I can just step away, tell it to do this, have this content created, and then because I have a team, I can just drop the two things that have direct interaction with other websites. I can just drop it into my team folder, like, hey guys, here's the article for LinkedIn, here's the article for my blog post, can you please post it, schedule it out, and then I can have an entire content strategy done just through this. And all I have to do is spend some time in recording the podcast interview or the podcast script. So I would, go in here, talk about what's going on, and let's dive in, blah, blah, blah. So I'll have all of these things that I'll be speaking. Now, if I didn't want to speak, there's another way, especially if you're just doing an audio-only podcast, if you're using something like Hey Jen, you can easily go to another tool that I talked about a while back is 11 Labs. Friggin' amazing, because I can simply copy this entire podcast script, go to here and say I want to record a podcast. I'm going to I can upload a PDF. So let's do that. So let's download it as a PDF. It's going to take a second. PDF. Save it on my desktop. Go here, upload file from content. Here's the PDF. Upload it. And I want to use my voice. Oh, my host voice will be Janae's professional voice. And I'll have Jessica, I guess, as the guest voice. Even though this is just it's a focus but key updates from the host. All right, it's default length, and then it won't have a guest. And I can say professional and generate. That's going to go and create the entire podcast audio episode. It's queuing together. I'm not sure how many credits or it's going to use from my allocation. 30% already generated. Wow. And I don't know what it's going to sound like. So again, I'm taking a leap. I'm experimenting on what this looks like. Girish is saying, now that's what we call a podcast nerdiness. I only have 3. And what he's mentioning is how I had this 4 cameras set up. Now this is a top-down view. Got the back camera and whatnot. All right, so here it is. It's already generated, I'm guessing. Let's play it. Now, I don't know if you can hear this. Let's see. Take that audio in. There we go. So, my God, that's powerful stuff. So again, in all of this, the only thing that I did is I gave you some ideas and tell it to go do some research, figure out what to write about, and then it did all the work of creating the content. That's again based off of my knowledge base, so I can say, hey, this sounds good, and I have complete authority to go in and make the changes that I want to make a change, because again, it is my voice, it is under my stamp, it is under all of the things that I stand for, and because it's looking at past content. So I've told people many, many times, you got to have past content. You got to have blog posts. You got to have a website. You got to have some place that people go to. This is your home on the internet, right? We are like, this live stream is on a rented property, right? I'm live streaming to Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. These are rented properties. They can shut down my access to it at any given moment. In fact, we've already seen that. We've already seen what's happening with Facebook saying, "Hey, we're gonna delete your live video after about 30 days." Now, what you can do to keep those videos live for a longer time is to convert them into reels or convert them into shorts. Because there's a lot of blank spaces. You probably don't want all of that. And that's what makes it easy when you have technology access such as this. So that's all I've got for today. Thanks so much for sticking around and chilling with me today. This was a lot of fun. I'm going to see how I will end this. I'm going to go here, duplicate, and scene. I'm going to put this on the back end. And let's see. So I'm doing all these fun things in the back. And anyways, stopwatch, auto start. Yeah, I have some more things to experiment, or maybe over here. Stop when scene ends. Yeah, I'm trying to automate the exit of this, so let's just hit publish. See what's cool is in here you can now see the comments window, the likes I got, and I can lock that scene so it doesn't fill out. And then what I wanted to do is add a video in here. I wanted to add a video in here that would then what's that word? This is why they say don't talk and think at the same time. Shilpa saying, nice music. Thanks, Shilpa. I don't need to do this anymore because it's already on the screen. This music is actually free. It's provided by streambeats.com. I should probably do this and say, hey, this is streambeats.com. You can go download music from there. It's license free, and you can download the music and you can use it on your streams. You can use it on your podcast, and it just makes it so much easier. Sorry, I just restarted the scene. Streambeats.com. Free to use for live streaming and other videos. So I use your music plenty of times because it's free, and it's also on sorry guys, I'm doing two things at the same time. I'm doing too many things. So the music's also available on Spotify and Apple Music, so you can easily get to it. Stream Beats. They have a new website coming soon, but if you don't, if you still go to the website, they'll give you access to their Google Drive, as well as links to Spotify playlist and Apple Music playlist. Since I have that scene up, let me just go back to it. Anyways, I don't want to leave. But here's what the site is. Again, streambeats.com. You can download track files from here, or you can go to Spotify or Apple Music to listen to it. And there you have it. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me today. Appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to come back and respond, because I want to help you figure this thing out. I want to make sure that you have access to all the tools that I've been using, that I've been experimenting with, because the more tools we have access to, the more tools that we can experiment and understand, the better we can be at the things that we are doing. Hope that makes sense. All right. Well, that's it for me. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's rearrange this. Adios, guys. Take care. Talk later.